Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about having bad people around you and what it actually does. This is one of those videos that is just kind of obvious to me. I always say I shouldn't have to make this video, but there's some of you who just flat out have bad people around you, and you think it doesn't affect you. You think it doesn't have anything to do with your path or your life or just how things go. It has everything to do with how things go. It basically changes and alters your entire life. Now, what if you're in an environment where you have to be around bad people? Well, try to get yourself out of there because energy sticks and just everything on that person's energy field, just by them even looking at you, just by them being around you, it will drag you very heavily down without you even realizing it. Okay, how many times have you guys been in a situation where you just kind of feel like, I'm almost kind of ahead, but where is his baggage or energy coming from? It feels like there's some roads blocked or just something. It's because, okay, most problems that we face, we don't even realize what the problem is, and it's actually causing us to feel stuck or blocked. Now, people are the biggest parasites. People are the biggest leeches. Bad people specifically, they don't even have to be bad people. It could be people who are just not good. Maybe if they're not a good person and they're on their way to being a bad person, maybe they're not fully a bad person yet, or they just haven't really, they're just still in the in-between gaps of not being a good person. But the thing is, you have to cut them off. You're not going to grow with people who are half good people, people who are just kind of shady. If you have, because your intuition will tell you, you'll have a weird feeling in your gut whenever you're around that person. And this is why I have to cut so many people off, is because if the person's not good, I'm not keeping them around me. I will not allow their energy. I'll flat out say, hey, we're not compatible. You got to go. Like, I'll flat out say it. People should get in the habit of saying that. People want energy. That's the thing in this world. Most entities, everything is energy. You pay in one way or another. It's with people think when they don't pay for something. So if you get a free drink at a bar, for example, you didn't pay for the drink. You paid for the drink. You didn't pay for it in money. You paid for it in energy. And just everything's a gateway. So if you even let one person who's bad around you, guess what? Even if you don't know who else is bad around them, you let that in. If that person has 10 bad friends, and you're just maybe you want to help the person, maybe you're trying to save them, you can help them up into a point. You can't fully save them. You can do your best, but after a certain point of trying to help that person, the rope you threw them, they're going to pull you in the well. Now, you were there to offer them the rope to help them go upwards, and they didn't take the rope, or they just kind of fooled around with the rope. The thing is, as people, we have to continue to grow, and people who are bad are going to make our growth slow. It'll help lag us. And it takes some of you a very long time to realize that. If you have to be a person who just ends up having no one around them, that's okay. Sometimes, like, the biggest growing trees are the trees that have to grow away from other shrubs or bushes or weeds or plants. You can't have fertile soil with all these different random plants. And keep in mind, all these people are carrying energies. Sacred energy exchanges, just by that person touching you, like patting you, it takes a few pats for people to rob you of certain energies. Everything's energy transference. Everything's positive and negative energy. You guys have to free up your room. You have to make more space. And maybe it's not easy for you. Maybe you're at, like I said, you're at a job and it's just do your best and keep boundaries. If you know for a fact that you're around bad people even currently, and you're trying to break yourself free of that, you have to establish walls. You have to establish boundaries. There's no such thing as being mean when it comes to protecting your energy. What's mean is not feeling good, not doing well, not being your normal self. You have to fight for your own energy. This world is a war. It's between light and dark. It's between good and bad. There's no in between. Now ask yourself when you start to hang around these people. Because remember, oil and water don't mix. Up and down don't go together. This is the in between. I keep saying that in all my videos. This world is the in between. This world is the test. To see what we do here is the test. if we side with light or we side with dark. People want to mix the two. You don't mix the two. You can put a smile on a serial killer, but that person's still a serial killer. My point is, you have to start pulling yourself away from really dark people, really dark things, and it doesn't even matter if that person, it could be your family. Unfortunately, it could be your family, and that person will be sinking you down. They'll be taking you into the gutter. People who have bad energy on them don't just have bad energy on them, they have bad spirits on them. And if they're a wicked person, and like I said, some people don't even show it, they'll come off as a very good person. And then just what they do is, yeah, you might get a feeling and you might ignore it. That's what a lot of you guys do. You'll have a feeling and you flat out ignore it. For whatever reason, maybe at that point it's a lesson. It's a lesson for that person to be around you. If you've had the intuition to get rid of that person, then that was a lesson. But how many lessons does it take to pass a test if you're going to keep failing the test? Like, are you gonna finally pass the test? The whole point is, cut yourself clear of dark attachments. Cut yourself clear of, because people can be attachments. What they have on them can be attachments. If you let someone, especially if you have these bad people around you and you let them in your, like, just by them being in your auric energy field, you're going to pick up on traits that they have. Some very small things might be mannerisms. Like, whenever that person, they nod like this and you notice yourself nodding like that. Or certain things that they'll say. And this is just characteristics that you're picking up and adapting on, because you become who you're around. If you put yourself around nothing but successful entrepreneurs, you're going to gain their strategy. You're going to gain their strategies, and you're going to gain just, that's why I tell people, if you want to, who you want to become, put yourself in that environment, because you're not just what you eat, you are who you're around. If you're hanging around nothing but zeros, and this might not be one of the most popular messages because people are not ready to hear it, but when you guys are ready, your angels will introduce this video at the right time for the people who are just couldn't stomach to watch this video because of its title. The thing is, this video has not been a popular topic in the past, but when people are pretty much down to zero and they realize, like, oh, wait, nothing's going right, or I don't know what's going wrong, they look at this as a possible option. Yes, having people around you who are dark will drag you down very fast and not noticeably. A lot of people don't want to face this. A lot of people store this for later. You can't store this for later. This is now. We live in the now. People want to manifest in the future. People want to try to manifest from the past. No, everything is the present. Every second we live in becomes the past and the present. We have to make decisions now. There's no waiting to cut bad people off or bad ties. For example, if that person, let's just say they go into the worst of bars, for example. If that person goes into the worst of bars, do you think they're going in that bar and not picking up any of the dark energy that resides in that bar? Ask yourself that. Are they Superman? Are they special? Are they a superhero? Probably not. You guys are not invincible. That's the downfall of man. Pride and ego is the downfall of man. When people think that, I can hang around these people and not pick up their energy. I got strong energy. Like, I'm wearing a bunch of crystals. Of course I'm not going to pick up on energy. Well, guess what? We're in the in-between. We're in the balance. We're open to picking up on everything and everyone around us. That's the challenge of being in the balance. That's the challenge of being in the in-between. This stage of life, this planet, this existence. This is the balance. That's why there's no 100% getting away from dark, or no 100% getting away from light, because we're in the perfect in-between, and you get to pick. Now, you guys who are watching this video, I'd like you to really evaluate your intentions. Ask yourself, is everyone around right now, are they good people or are they bad people? Are they people with good intentions? Are they people with bad intentions? Are they good people with bad intentions in disguise? Because that's the most prevalent thing. Your intuition will tell you. Most of you ignore it. And if you know someone who's good around you, and they have someone around them because this is a branch effect. If you know someone who's good around you, and they have bad people around them, you do your part and warn them. But if you see that they're not changing, then they're becoming whatever they're around by default. No one person is special. No one person's immune to energy. Every time you look at something, every time you smell something, every time you're in an environment, you're picking up on energy. That's why some of you get overwhelmed at concerts, because it's everyone's energy. It could be online, it could be through text messages, it could be through phone calls. It doesn't matter. In the spiritual world, there is no distance. That's why you could read someone's message and you can pick up on, or you can watch someone's message and you really pick up on the energy, because it's changing you in a good way, or is it changing you in a bad way? Everything's light and dark. Everything's extremely connected, including the spiritual world. Make a decision. If you see someone, let's just say you have a friend and they're a good person, but they have so many bad influences around them to the point where you kind of see them sinking. You have to distance yourself from that friend. You can warn them. If they're not going to make the changes, then that person becomes what they're around, and that goes to you. Then, how does that affect you? Oh, it doesn't affect me. No, I just talk to them here and there. No, it affects all of your chakras. It affects your love life. It affects your thoughts, your state of mind. Because the head controls the body. The head controls everything. It affects our spiritual and angelic connections. It affects everything. If you truly don't know who's a good and bad person around you, ask God to make it obvious, and He'll make it very obvious. It'll be scary how obvious it is. It'll just become like in broad daylight. Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons most people actually go downhill or spiral, is because just of the people they're around. Maybe that person didn't have the willpower to say no to the people that they were hanging around, no to the dark people. Well, now they're one of them. They could have been I see this all the time. People who have such a good spirit just let themselves be around dark people or hang around darkness, and that person by default becomes a bad person or becomes a dark person, even though they're good on the outside. And that's why and how some of it can get confusing for you guys, because you're like, maybe you flat out know who's good around you. Maybe you flat out know who's good around you and you don't do anything about it, or you know and you watch this video and you're going to do something now. Because this affects, like I said, your love, your finances, everything, all of your chakras. You think just because they're at a distance, it's not going to affect you? That's not how it works. Everything in the spiritual world is fully connected. You have to make the decision. But if you don't know who it is, like I said, ask God to make it obvious. He's going to make it very obvious. Then you're going to have a choice. You're going to have a major choice. It might be an easy choice or a hard choice. It might be, hey, I can't really talk to this person, or else my energy will sink. My angels now know that this person is dark. Now, the karma is worse for hanging around someone who you know is dark after it's blaringly obvious. Because when something happens, you can't, that's on you now. God made it obvious, your angels made it obvious, your spirit guides made it obvious. Distance yourselves from darkness and you'll step into the light. That's probably why 90% of you are not seeing the blessings that you're expecting, is because you're hanging around a darkness. Or the darkness could be a people, the darkness could be a thing. Most likely it is people related to things. Cut it loose and you'll fly loose like a balloon, which in this example is good. Maybe that person had you tied down to the ground energetically and you didn't even know it. I'll teach a video in the future on cut and clears, because I think it's very appropriate after this topic, because you can cut them off and you'll notice you'll still have their energetic attachments or energetic baggage on them. You can do spiritual baths, cleansings, use certain crystals, etc. Selenite's a very good one. So you can take selenite, you can use the selenite to cleanse, and by cutting your aura, because spiritual attachments are actual. If you see it in the spiritual side, if you see it in this energy vision, they look like a little string, so little hairs, little wires. And there's a bunch of them too. Some of them are stronger than others, to the point where those energetic attachments are called hooks, but I'll get into that in a different video. Several different kinds of spiritual attachments, and I've already talked about the origins of spiritual attachments, but you guys, the ball's in your court. It's spiritually time for some of you to grow up. Some of you are just flat out around the wrong people, and you're not gonna, this video, if you've gotten this far in this video, this was your warning. Now the karma's on you. If you now know and you make a change, you're going to see all the blessings come in. If you stay around someone who you know is bad, that's that. It's very clear. This message is very clear. I explained every single aspect of this message. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment sections. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Make the right decisions. Ciao.